Hey! Hey, please! Please, get us out of here. They're doing terrible things. They use us for tests, expose us to the sun. Some of us have even been operated on. If we stay here, we'll die. Or worse. Help us. We haven't done anything to deserve any of this. I was just in the militia. Okay, I demonstrated against the technomancers, but that's all.
Calm down. I'll get you out, all of you, but I can't break the door down. Do you know who has the key?
A technomancer, of course. Their leader here, I think. He's really powerful and heartless.
It's horrible, Roy. I didn't think we technomancers were capable of such senseless atrocity.
I don't feel like I have anything in common with them anymore. These people are sick. Their thirst for power has taken the place of their humanity.
Do you think I might become as callous as them? Lose my head?
You're a bit odd, sure, but no, you're not like them, Mary. Don't worry about it. How'd you end up here?
It was just after the demonstration. I thought things were okay. I didn't have any trouble when the leaders of militia were arrested. Then one morning, Source Security showed up at my place. They arrested my wife and me, and took us here. She died after they did horrible things to her.
What'd they do to you, exactly?
I was lucky, in a way. They only put me out in the sun a few times so far. I thought I was gonna die, and I'm covered with blisters, but that's nothing compared to what they did to some of the others. They feed us strange things, disgusting water, pieces of flesh that looks human. Some people had mutant parts transplanted onto them. Most of those people died. They also made the women get pregnant by mutants. We never saw them again. Please, get us out of this hell.
Any idea what's making them do this?
How could I possibly know what those madmen are thinking? They aren't human anymore.
You may have heard something.
Nothing. Just the screams of my friends. And that's more than I wanted to hear, believe me.
I'll be back as soon as I can. Look at that. Their drilling worm isn't properly tied up.
What are you doing here? You have any idea how important the research you're interfering with is?
Research based on the horrible experiments carried out on Aurora's citizens.
I recognize you now. You were at the source when I was a child. Still so sure you're on the right side, huh? That you're always right? Still so full of yourself over your abilities, I guess. But I'll teach you. I'll show you your place.
just us now.
Roy, I've given a great deal of thought about what you said to me. How it's for me to decide who I offer myself to. I really like you. You're really nice to me, and for the first time, when I'm with you, I feel like I'm not just something men wish to devour. If you want to, I certainly would. But I don't mean just physically. I want to be with you, truly.
You're not just saying that to save your own skin anymore. I've been hoping this would happen.
Do you have the key? Please hurry, some of us need help.
Here, I finally have the key. Take it and free your comrades.
Thanks. Thank you so much. You saved our lives.
Roy. Can I do?
So you knew your brother was actually a technomancer?
I found out a while back. You have to understand, my parents died after he disappeared. I wanted to find him at all costs. The General gave me a way to look into it without knowing it. I went through heaven and earth, and I found him at the source. I've been serving him all these years because I hope to see my brother again one day. Probably too late, because he went crazy and you had to kill him. He was all I had left, apart from the General.
Well, you don't pull any punches, that's for sure. And I figured I was a bastard. Maybe I'm not the only one.
That a problem?
For me, absolutely not. It's just I didn't think you were like that, that's all. Anyway, if you didn't kill people, I'd probably be tempted to do it myself. Not so much for the serum, then again. So we don't leave some son of a bitch behind who can fuck us over in the name of something as stupid as revenge.
You want to talk to me?
Well, what is the Shadowline site hiding?
If you'd have seen it with your own eyes, your stomach would have turned. The technomancers are using the site to carry out experiments on political prisoners. They're putting them through all kinds of torture. Anything that might have the slightest chance of provoking a mutation. Overexposure to the sun, mutant organ transplants, that sort of thing. I put an end to it by freeing the prisoners, and I fought the technomancer who was in charge of it all. You know everything I do.
Doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why Wisdom is involved in it. But he's gone too far this time. I'm going to seal off the Shadowline to keep the proof. It's time to work on the source and stop all this madness. Wisdom and his technomancers will have to answer for it. If you're ready, we can go right away. But I suggest you settle any business you have first. We won't be coming back here.
I got a couple of things to deal with first.
Then see to them quickly. Come back when you're ready. Well, what is...
If you'd have seen, I put it, you know everything.
Doesn't make... It's time... If you're...
All right, I'm with you. I'd like Mary to come with us.
She's a little... deranged, isn't she? But one more technomancer at our side would be useful. Fine, let's go.
We're finally leaving Green Hope, after shedding light on what the technomancers were preparing. The excavation site where we put a stop to a series of inhuman experiments. I haven't figured out what they were about, but you can't keep secrets under the sands of Mars for long. But one thing's for sure. Wisdom, our dowser, knows everything, and even seems to be encouraging it. We don't have a choice. We have to stop his madness. Here, I was able to give the mutants a hand, but that's a minor point when I think of the fight that lies ahead. My dear Mary is with me, of course, as we march on the source. Her help and support will be invaluable to me. Because I'm suspicious of Honor now that he's only one step from power. As a precaution, I'll be leaving this diary with Charity. You have to watch your back in the world of politics.
There! Kill him! Well, this is the heart of the source. But you've already been here, haven't you?
When I was a kid, I was confined to the Technomancer's buildings. I wasn't allowed on the Dowser's floors.
I see. Well, I have to warn you that it's pretty sure we're going to encounter lots of resistance in this building. The Dowser's guards aren't choir boys. But we have to confront Wisdom with his madness. That's the only way to describe what he's done now. And we have to save Aurora.
I'm not scared of the Source guards.
You know why I'm here. But as for you,
what Wisdom and his Technomancers did makes me as sick as you. It's time Aurora was free of them, and I'll follow you to the end to make that happen.